Hey guys, so today I'm going to be starting a new video series that is going to be going over comparing a couple different bedding types. So what we see in front of me here is peat moss. Peat moss comes in these bags right here. This has been my go-to bedding for years. There's a little bit of concern with peat moss because basically peat moss comes from these peat moss bogs, and we're harvesting that peat moss out of those bogs. The concern is that peat moss is the rate that we are collecting peat moss, they're afraid that we're going to run out of it, basically. So I've been looking for a while for something to replace peat moss with, but just haven't found a good and affordable alternative. The second bedding that we're going to be using is Coco coir. Coco coir comes in these blocks right here and is a byproduct of the coconut harvesting. So basically they take the hairs and fibers that come out of and the dust that come out of a coconut and they compress it down. When we get that, we have to rehydrate that and then sift it. The new bedding that I'm going to be looking at was provided to me by a guy online. I'm very anxious to see how this does. I don't really know a lot about it. I know you can go to NuFibersoil.com and check it out, and I'll probably give you some more information about it once I learn a little bit more about it. But let me just go over real quickly some pros and cons of peat moss versus Coco coir. So peat moss comes in these big bales like this. You can pick them up. It's kind of compressed, so when you break them, or when you sift it, you kind of have to break it apart, but and it's fairly cheap. So I pay about $13 for this bag. So Coco coir comes in, like I said, these blocks. You can get them in bigger blocks as well. Here in the US, or where I'm at least, to get Coco coir even at a discount, I'm still paying probably double what I'm paying in Coco coir. So cost wise, a little bit more expensive. Coco coir is neutral, where peat is a little acidic. So usually what we do is we take a little bit of garden lime to bring this acidity down, and we soak it real well. Let me show you, and then like I said, NuFiber, I don't know a lot about. I want to do a little bit of research before I tell you any more about it, but the claim is that it's going to be a replacement for both of these bedding types. So we'll see. Let me show you what we get when we sift this. So peat moss, this is what comes out when you do a 1/4 inch screen. That's just these nice big flaky. Let me see if I can get that on camera there. And then I put it through an 1/8 inch screen. Now this was that whole bag, so I get a tray of each one of these sifted, and then we get down to this finely sifted material that looks like this, and this is what we'll be using in our bedding. And that bag will produce about 6 of these black trays full for bedding. So let me walk over here to the coir. So coir, obviously not the same thing because I use bricks, but I won't be able to tell you how much you get, but this is what you get through a 1/4 inch screen. So it's just this real fibrous material. 1/8 inch screen looks like this. As you can see, this looks still a little bit wet. So with coir, since I have to wet it down and then I have to let it dry out a little bit before I can actually sift it. So kind of a little bit pain, a little bit more work than the peat moss, but to get it down to the sifted state. But once you get it down, you get this nice flaky material to use in our breeder bins. So let me move this out of the way. Sorry about the camera work there, guys. Now let's take a look what you get with NuFiber. I'm not going to touch this because I believe this is manure based, but so with 1/4 inch screen, you get a lot of these bigger pieces of, looks like probably cow manure or horse maybe. Then this is with the 1/8 inch screen. I did see some feathers in here, so I'm not sure what they were from. And then you get down to this material, which is light and flaky. Let me tell you this, guys, out of all three of this NuFiber sifted by far the easiest. It came to me dry, completely dry, and sifting was quick with this. I would say that peat moss is the second easiest to sift behind coir, only because you have to wet coir down to expand it out before you can sift it. But so in upcoming videos, I'm going to prepare these bottom bins here, get them in some breeder bins, and I'm going to be introducing reds, euros, and African night crawlers to these bins. And I will post some videos once I get that going. But all right, guys, I'll see you in the next videos.